Alright guys, welcome back, and this is your first time here. I'm the Northwest Fisherman Chris, and today we're going to be cracking open the October Platinum Monster Bass box. I actually don't know what's in this one, so let's pop it open. I would think topwater, because it's fall. Oh, yep, fall is here and popping. So let's go ahead and flip this open. Can help you catch greatness. PB Crushing Baits. These are all the boxes they have. This is the one we're doing today. It's the biggest one. I really want to add the multi-species box, but I just haven't yet. Got your lives on Wednesdays. Pointers from the Pro. Fast-paced poppers. So this whole section here, they're talking about poppers. They recommend fishing at overgrass, brush piles, open water, riprap, docks, rocks, and trees. I would also like to add in there the edges of grass, like grass beds themselves, not just over underwater grass, but next to the edges of them. Also, fish them off points. That's another place I really like to fish them. What do they recommend for gear? 7-foot monster bass lunker stick. Yeah, I mean, I really need to look up what this is, but I mean, I guess it means 7-foot medium fast casting. I would go with something a little bit heavier, maybe like a light medium heavy or a medium heavy, just something a little bit more firm, but you don't want something too stiff, so maybe a moderate action because it is a treble hook bait. 14-pound monofilament or 30-pound straight braid. I agree with all of that. 8-to-1 bait caster. That's not necessarily true. Because a popper, it's not like you're a high-speed retrieval bait. I mean, you can if you want to, just pop, 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 pop. But I think you get away with any gear ratio of whatever you have. But definitely monofilament line or straight braid. I prefer mono because a lot of the waters that I fish are clear. Next up is shallow water crankbaits. So I'm going to guess they're talking about square bills. So once again, they're going grass, humps, open water, riprap, points, docks, rocks, trees. I would also throw in everything I said before. Definitely like over grass. There you got riprap, everything else there. Brush piles. If you're feeling confident, definitely fish brush piles with square bills. Yeah, I agree with all that. So they say 7.4 lunker stick, which I mean, I guess MF is medium fast. I agree with that. Medium fast, light, medium, heavy, fast would be good. Maybe even a medium, heavy, moderate. Because once again, treble hook bait, you don't want something too heavy, too aggressive. 14-pound fluorocarbon, I agree with that. And 7-2-to-1 bait caster. Okay. So I agree with the 7-2-to-1. Okay. But I would also like to throw in that there is nothing wrong with also fishing it on your normal crankbait setup. So like a 6-2-to-1. That's absolutely fine and acceptable. You're just going to have to reel faster. That's it. And definitely, I wouldn't try to fish slowly with an 8-2-to-1. Ultimate comeback cast. What were they talking about here? A finesse follow-up. I'm guessing they were talking about like a drop shot or something. Or Neko. Versatile jig for fall bass. That's going to be a swim jig. And you're going to fish that swim jig absolutely everywhere. Totally agree with that. 8-to-1 bait caster. I don't necessarily agree with that. And they have it on 7.4 F. 7.4 fast. They probably medium heavy because you are going to need the put down power to set that hook. 20-pound fluoro. I necessarily wouldn't fish it on that high. I think, once again, this is one of the situations where you get away with 14 or 12, depending on your cover and how aggressive and how big your fish are in your fishery. Epic Eric's Bait Hacker, the Astro Tables gives a breakdown for that, and all guys that caught their PBs with Monster Bass baits. You get the book every month. Super useful, especially the table, so you quick reference it. You don't have to mess with it in your phone. I usually keep the newer book in my tackle box. I just throw it in there. That way, if I'm like on the water or something like that, and I don't have a lot of signal, I can just think about it, you know. All right, let's get cracking. What do we got in here first? This is a Bagley Skinny Bee. Oh, I'm pretty sure this is a wood bait. Medium diving, 6 to 7 feet, eye to tail. It's a through wire, made in Serbia. Oh, I bet this is a wood bait. We're gonna get this open. Yeah, balsa. It's right there. Wow, it's been a long weekend. Let's get this guy open here. So, completely wood, balsa. So this is a floating lure. It's got thin sides. Nothing moves quite like a balsa bait. It's not like a plastic bait. It's hard to explain. This one's got a nice, like almost like a sunrise craw pattern on it, or they call it Sunny Bee craw. Yeah, sunrise craw. So you got that nice brown back. You got some nice orange on the sides with the craw pattern, like the tail, and then you've got an orange and red belly. You've got this nice bill here, 6 to 7 feet. I totally agree with that. These hooks, they're super sharp and they look pretty good quality, pretty high quality. We got a weight on this. Yeah, so it's 2 inches long, 3/8 of an ounce, number 5 size. Yeah. So of course, with it being a balsa bait, it's got no rattle. What you're hearing is probably the hardware on the bill. Yeah, there we go. Nothing. It's all about that action and that wobble. This is cool. I'm definitely going to use this. Next up, we got a Yozuri 3DB crankbait square bill guy. Nice shad color here. 1/2 of an ounce. Let's see if we can get this open. Oh, card came out with it. Citrus shad, 3 to 5 feet diving. Your typical citrus shad. You got that nice kind of turquoise back on it. You've got a hint of a ghosted lateral line there on the sides and light chartreuse. Camera might not pick that up. You've got a nice body molded front bill here. And it's semi-transparent. Nice chartreuse hint on the belly with a little orange spot there at the front. This also looks like it's got pretty good hardware on it. Number 4 hooks, probably, most likely. Yep, number 4 hooks, number 3 rings. Let's give her a listen. Ooh, this one's silent too. That's super exciting. So this thing's going to have a moderate wobble to it because it's not super wide, but it's not super thin. This is a really good all-around square bill. If you need something subtle and quiet and you're just wanting to go off of vibrations. So for your pressured fish, this is the ticket because I've already heard a whole bunch of rattles. Any more hard baits? Just soft bait? Oh. Ooh, we got some good stuff in here. Okay. So I'm a sucker for spinner baits. I'm a pretty big fan of them. Spinner baits, bladed jigs, crankbaits, and jerk baits are like my favorite like niche categories. It's really nice of me to absolutely destroy the packaging too, because I'm going to have to read that here in a moment. But this is super exciting to me. I feel. So this is from Excalibur. It's 3/8 of an ounce. This one is called Bluegill. Oops. So, you got your traditional blue-green patterns here. You got your darker greens, lighter greens in the skirt, a little bit of orange in there, and some kind of, I would like to call that maybe like a mustard yellow, like a deep mustard, like dress polo that you would have to wear, that your mom picked out for you, that kind of deal. A little bit of chartreuse down here too. The head on this thing, actually, it's got some really good paint going on. But the important thing to note here is this has got this massive Colorado blade on here. And it's a brass color, so it's going to be perfect for those darker water areas. And I like the twisted loop here at the end where your tie on. Line can't slide around anywhere, can't do anything silly like that. See what we got for a hook keeper down here, or a bait keeper. Doesn't have one, which is fine. It's whatever. I don't really care that much about that, but this is fantastic. So something like this, you could very easily get away with throwing like a simple grub tail or any kind of trailer. Even those like little twisty tails, I think I had in my video a while back. You want to put any type of trailer. Doesn't matter if it matches or not. Doesn't matter whatever. It just gives the bait more mass for the fish to suck in when it opens its mouth. So every little bit helps, guys. But yeah, it's got some nice hardware here. Ball bearing swivel up top there. Nice stainless steel wire. It's heavier gauge. Nice hook. Not too big, not too small. It's a nice in between. That's probably more like a 2/0. Nice bait. Of course, the package that is now over here probably gives us a little bit more information. It doesn't, but it's okay. This I'm gonna throw this. There's no doubt in my mind. Of everything in this box that I know is gonna catch fish so far, this is my number one pick. Absolutely number one pick. You can fish that anywhere. Alright, so we got some hooks. We got these GP Finesse spear point hooks in the 1/0 size. And we didn't get like a silly sample pack either. We got 6 of them in here. I never really get upset when they send hooks. So the spear point hooks, I really like them. I've gotten them before in different things. Let me get another hook just to kind of show what makes the spear point a spear point. Okay, I'm just going to grab one of these katanas off of here. Okay, so what makes a spear point so neat is its shape. Okay, you see how it's kind of got like a irregular shape there? It's got the curve, everything else going on. So this is a bad example because it's not the same type of hook. So this is a regular, kind of like, it's not quite a circle hook. What was that? It's escaping my mind right now. It's one of those days. Wacky. Wow. Okay. Tired, guys. So you're going to kind of tie on. But the cool point about the spear points is, due to its irregular shape, when you hook a bait on here, you hook at a different angle than you normally would on a normal hook. And this bend right here really helps keep that bait exactly where you want it, so you're not futzing with your bait every time you reel in. Let's get this katana back in. But yeah, with it being a finesse hook on top of that, it's super light. Like, this is a super lightweight hook. Light wire, perfect for that extra finesse-y touch. So definitely, let's see what they sent us. That's finesse. Oh, this is a new bait. Okay. Anyway, this for sure is what they sent us to be finesse on that. For sure. I'll have to look at that a little bit harder. So this is from Excite Baits. This is a floating bait. It doesn't give me a color. But it's kind of like a nice smoke gray with a lot of purple and silver flake in it, plus it's got black flake in it. It kind of looks like a little goby here. So this guy's definitely a floating guy. So what you're going to do, because this spear point hook here, it's got those angles on it, you're going to hook it like that. So you're just going to come at it like an angle, just like that. And it's not moving. It's not coming off that spot. Like it's still exactly where I hooked it because of that angle. And that's one reason why I like the spear point hooks. I've never broken one, but I can attest that I like this design of these hooks. These are great hooks. Never broken one. The hookup ratio doesn't seem to be affected by those extra angles. Not that I really would expect it to be altered, but I like them just for this reason right here. How often do you cast your bait and you're fishing it and you reel it up and your stuff's like all stupid looking like that or something? It happens often enough, okay? But with this, like, it's not going anywhere. I even just moved it around that point and it still won't do it. So, I like these. I like these hooks a lot. And with these floating little goby guys, these will be pretty sweet. Kind of wish it was a little bit more of maybe like a shad color, or maybe like a chartreuse, or like a purple or a pink or something like that. But the ghost is fine too. I like that. Definitely use these. Okay, so this is a new bait for next year from Monster Bass, which you can only get if you've got the box. Get this guy open here. And the color on this is, well, it's kind of like a green pumpkin, but it's got the lighter belly, and it's got red flake in it. Oh, and there's some silverish flake on the bottom there. It's kind of shaped like a Cinco or like a wacky worm. It's got like this super sensitive little tail here. It's pretty neat. Notice there's a hook channel right here on the back. So what we're going to do is, even though they didn't send us one, I'm expecting that this is going to be something that you're going to throw on an EWG. Here, this is a 3-aught. Okay. So let's go ahead and rig this up real quick here. Since I rearranged things and moved into the new house, I really like having my drawers full of all my utility stuff right here in front of me. It's proven to be pretty useful. So the way I like to do my soft baits on EWG sail hook for Texas rig, whatever, take them, push the bait all the way up to the curve, and then push it straight through the bottom, because I really like it when my soft plastic pulls up and covers that eyelet to protect that knot. So, got our measurement there, right there at that section. And we're just going to go straight through. Okay, just like that. And it's got this nice channel here, so we can texpose it. Ain't no chance of weeds. There's absolutely no chance. That groove right there is awesome. And then fish this weightless, or maybe like on a free floating Texas. I wouldn't peg it. I would leave it free floating. So it just kind of does this thing. I wonder if this thing swims at all. It's pretty cool. I like this. Ribs are kind of interesting. I wonder if they're going to have any action in the water. And it's got that super sensitive tail, so you could just kind of dead it, let it float, let the water work that for you. And definitely try these out. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, last but not least, here we go. Good old jig. Black and blue. Can't even be mad. This jig is from Pacemaker. This was designed by Chip Pace. This is the Pulse Swim Jig in black and blue. The Pulse Swim Jig is custom built, oversized 30-degree hook that allows for better hook sets and stands up to rated line and heavy use for heavy cover. The head shape made to direct the hook point away from cover when contacting it. Alright, let's get this guy out here. Oh, I ripped off part of the string. That's fine. It was just like 1/4 of one strand. That's fine. Kind of a smaller, finessier presentation. We got a weight on this guy? 3/8 ounce. There we go. So here's your jig. Oh, get that out of the way. Here's your jig. Nice black and blue. Super simple. It's not a hand-tied skirt. Oh, that's kind of cool. Okay, so on the bottom of the skirt here, I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see it at all. So there's two little bitty loops on the band that goes around the skirt. And those little bitty loops on this are for putting rattles in it. Exactly what that's for. Here, let me procure a rattle real quick here. Okay. There's the rattle. Okay. Oop. See if we can get. You're gonna see it as soon as I put this rattle in. Okay. Just gonna twist it. Oop. Of course, you got the rattle. Okay, we're going to procure one more rattle for this example. And if I drop this one and lose this one too, then we're done. We're done trying to put a rattle in it on camera. It's a little slimy. Okay. Seal that back up so that doesn't go bad. Okay. These rattles also might be a little bit big. I'm going to wipe my hand off. Oh, this is so cool. Bam. Okay, so now you can see it. There's a glass rattle. And you can put two of them in there. This rattle's probably too big for this. And I should have put it in the other way because the hook point here is probably going to catch on stuff. But I like that a lot. That's cool. I'm going to see where I can find these because I might do this for some of my spinner baits too. Just put a little rattle on them. Or maybe even on like a mini max or a chatterbait. That's cool. Okay, let's see what they gave us for a trailer. Okay, so this is from Exxon. This is their 3 1/4 muscle back chunk. So it's like your traditional, like a pork rind kind of deal. Got little legs that kick. And with a chunk like this, you're not going to like use the hook keeper really at all for it. I mean, you can. Which this one's thick enough, I should be able to. I think this is the second month in a row that I've got a chunk style bait, which is exciting because that means hopefully chunk style trailers are coming back because it's harder than you would think, in my area at least, to find a chunk style trailer. especially the old school pork rind ones. Yeah, it goes up just like that. There you go. 3/8 swim jig right there with your chunk on it. Little flapping legs on the back. This is going to be I really, really like this. Plus with that rattle, super sweet. By the way, the hook keeper on the jig, that one is just a molded one. Now this weed guard is that type of weed guard that I like. It's not too soft, but it's not too stiff. Okay, it's kind of like the consistency of like maybe like a medium toothbrush, or like a nice brush for like your dog. Not too stiff, but stiff enough that it does the job. I really like this. That ups this giant chunk. I guess it's not giant, it's only 3¼ inches, but this chunk, this is going to be a killer. This right here, I love this. This is great. I really, really like this. I really, really, really like this. And if chunk trailers are going to start becoming more of a prevalent thing, again, which would be really awesome, that's going to be awesome. I'm going to get all kinds of chunk trailers. Definitely have to remember X-Zone. Muscle back chunk, 3¼ 6 of them in here from X-Zone. That's sick. But yeah, so that's the box. Like I'm not upset at all. Like what we got here, this is absolutely great for fall. But my question here is, oh hold on, we got our decal too. Kiss My Bass. Okay, I really like that. That's cool. That's really cool. Okay, but my question is, they must have ran short when they made mine, because I didn't get a popper. I did not get a popper. I'm willing to bet that they gave me this balsa bait to make up for that popper. It also kind of seems like I got a lot in comparison. But anyway, that's the video, guys. Like I'm super stoked. I didn't get a popper, but I don't care. Everything I got in here is great. It's phenomenal. This is absolutely fantastic. Everything in here, I'm definitely going to use. Like the only thing that I might use less than everything else would be the square bill, because I have a lot of square bills, especially in this color. But that's fine. That's fine. That's what you risk getting when you do a subscription box. But everything else in here is still stuff that I would have definitely chosen, if not necessarily picked out, but all the colors and everything are colors that I would have chosen. These are styles of baits that I would have chosen. And that makes me really happy, and that's one of the reasons why I keep getting this box. I think right now the Platinum Monster Bass is my longest running box that I get. And then the next one is the 6-sack. And that's because the 6-sack is sick. But the Monster Bass box, this thing's awesome. And I'm thinking about switching up and getting the other one too, the multi-species, just for coverage. So if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace. Take care.